Does any show ever stick the landing? Honestly, is it ever a satisfying finale for a show? Can you think of one?
You know, I think I'll say two controversial ones that a lot of people think Seinfeld didn't stick the landing, but if you understood what those characters were about, I think it did. And it just people weren't, they wanted something different. And to me, you know me, I think Lost did. I think Lost went off the rails and then they cleaned it up nicely at the end to the point where when you start understanding physical and non-physical and time and reality and everything happening at the same time, so the sideways, and I think they did. Now they left a lot of narrative strings, but if you go back and listen to those interviews, they said, yeah, we want people to take off with these stories. And I would be the first one in line that we're going to get a new group of people that may or may not be tied to the island that are going to go back. So those two. But again, that's my opinion. But if you ask the popular opinion, no, nobody stuck the landing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe Perfect Strangers. I don't think there's enough Perfect Strangers scholars out there for me to like know off the top of my head if the final.
Balky gets his citizenship. It's great.
Okay, there we go. Like that's what I'm talking about. That sounds like they stuck it.
Oh man, and I like to tie it with the Lost showrunners making the leftovers, and then you got the tie-in because they were and they were a huge fan of Perfect Strangers, and that was part of the narrative.
Yeah. I mean, nothing really like. Are there iconic endings that remain with like a single image or a portion of an episode or a series that lives like outside of the realms of good and bad for me? Yeah, I think The Sopranos fits that. That final camera moving across the diner as he sits down with his family and ending on the bathroom door.
Sopranos may be the last great one, in my opinion.
That was a good one.
That one was good.
Yeah, that one really
did. I never really watched Breaking Bad, but I believe that they had a rather raucous ending.
I think it was okay. I don't think it hit the level of iconic. Okay. I think it was satisfactory. It's a pass-fail, and they passed. But I don't think anybody ever flashes back or discusses the Breaking Bad finale as much as the Sopranos finale.
I think of and now I'm going way back, and I can't even remember what it was, but I'm trying to think of my parents talking about MASH, just like how emotional that was, even though it was a comedy. But I don't know if they'd even understood what a show ending meant back then compared to now, where we want that clean ending. You think of the Snow Globe, right? That's another older cut. Was that Saint Elsewhere? And that a lot of people were pissed off about that one. The Newhart waking up in his other show, waking up as a dream. His new show was a dream of his old show.
You're talking about Heart to Heart?
Newhart. Bob Newhart, the Bob Newhart show. Remember, one of his shows ended when he woke up in bed with his wife from his old show. So his new show was a dream in his old show. I mean, I like that but no, I think you're right. I think there isn't one that you're going to get the majority of the people that said that, yes, that was a great ending. Now, I think the most memorable one that we know is Game of Thrones is the only ending that I know that made people go back and hate what they loved. That to the point where they almost feel like they just woke up in bed with somebody that had no idea, they don't remember going home with, and that was a horrible experience. Lose my phone number, I never want to see you again. They did the reverse of sticking the landing of they went back in time and undid a lot of goodwill to the point where a lot of people didn't even watch the trailer for the new spinoff show that's happening because they're still starched from that.
I don't think those shows are going to get over, honestly.
No, there's no way. I mean, not in this day and age. Look what happened to the Potterverse, right? Look at what all the stuff that's happened.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's no forgiving. Even you can even argue Lord of the Rings that they had all the love, but I mean, did The Hobbit didn't get that kind of love? So I mean, it's gonna be. I think Stranger Things has it's gonna be tough, but I I think they're going to do it. Maybe I'm being cautiously optimistic, but I think they are going to stick the landing if they stick with what they're doing right now. And I think the best way to end it is find a way to not fully end it, but then people feel a little unsatisfied. But if you have too much closure, you're going to make some people angry. So it's a tightrope, man.
I have an alternate solution. Never end any show. Just let it fade off into obscurity, and people can wonder about it forever.
Oh, I mean, that's what everyone used to do, right? Like, I was thinking back to like my favorite shows growing up, like, and not even just like live action stuff, but thinking like, you know, Nicktoons and things like that. And it's like, yeah, eventually they just like fade into requel, reboot, like. How is this thing ever going to end? Like the Rugrats just got rebooted in 3D, right? Like that was a thing. That show's never going to end.
I mean, in the Alf finale, he was captured by the government and taken to Area 51.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's how it ended, and they just left it there.